I would say through 6 practices where it's arrow up. Yeah, I think everybody's getting better every day. New guys coming along, Kamari, Kalen. Now that they've been through OTAs and now we're through 7. The more you're out there, the more you talk, the more you get lined up, especially against Bobby and CJ and all those motions and shifts. The more you're in it, the more you get comfortable and start to slow down a little bit. We got a long way to go, but I like where we're trending.
Games matter the most, but how encouraging is it when you see a young corner like Kamari that's making plays on the ball? And I usually worry about a DB if they're not able to do that pretty soon to be competitive and challenge the.
Yeah, he's probably. I'm careful when I say this, but he's probably one of the better young players that I've been around that has the ability and the awareness to always. I mean, we just said it. We had that one down there again on Tank. Is that Tank? It's Tank.
I think so.
I mean, every time he gets down the field over 15 to 20 yards, his eyes are back and he has a chance to play the ball. And we knew that when he was coming out. So
what's going on, Ivan?
It's great for the rest of the players, the other corners, to see how that works when you get your head around it and have some poise.
We see a lot of confidence from Sting, as he should have. And now, year 3, what are you seeing from him?
Yeah, I was talking to Dino the other day. I just think, obviously it wasn't here in year 1, but from just last year, year 2 to this year, I mean, another year in the system, he now knows, like even in the meeting room, he knows what's going on. He can talk, he can say, and he's got comments about that. So just another year experience for him in the system to the point where he's almost becoming like an expert in how the position is played in this scheme. So love what he's done so far. And again, he'd say the same thing. He's got a long ways to go, too. Yeah.
We've talked a lot about Jalen playing nickel and Kamiko, everybody about that.
Yeah.
What about Jimmy Ward, though? Because if you have a healthy Jimmy for the season, it feels like that would make a big difference.
You're talking about nickel or just...
just Jimmy playing in general.
We need Jimmy to stay healthy.
Yeah, we need Jimmy to stay healthy.
Just load management, the way that we're taking care of him, the way that Steve kind of moves him in and out of practice. The plan is really good. That's coming from the strength and conditioning guys and all that. So, following a good plan, but yeah, we need Jimmy to get through. We're a really good defense when Jimmy's out there.
Okuda, third team, very, very talented guy. What are you seeing from Jeff?
I'm seeing a constant, almost the same, I can use the same analogy, but I still think the arrow's up for him, and it's the same for him. You're on 3 teams in 3 years. That's 3 different languages. It's 3 different schemes. So now that he's been through OTAs, and I feel like the last,
what's going on, Alex?
3 practice block, he looked a lot better. And I'm not saying from a playing wise, just from understanding where to get lined up, how to play the leverage and everything else. Made a couple nice plays today, so that was good to see. Like where he's going. Yeah, like where he's at.
Now that was Texans passing game coordinator, defensive passing game coordinator, talking about Kamari Lassiter, talking about our secondary. But ladies and gentlemen, it was an eventful day of Houston Texans training camp. As you all know, there was a quote-unquote fight/altercation today. And it did involve 4 guys, right? It involved Derek Stingley, Dalton Schultz, Jimmy Ward, and Stephon Diggs. Now we find out that Derek Stingley shoved Dalton Schultz after a play. I'm gonna hear and play the clip here. First, let me give credit to the guy. Give me 1 second. You good, bro? Fantastic angle. Right there, right time. Let's see what happens.
Get him.
One more time. Notice how Stephon Diggs, ladies and gentlemen, is nowhere near the altercation, right? I was at practice today. I had left my seat at this point, was walking towards inside the tunnel, right? We hear last play. And Stephon Diggs is going over the middle. Jimmy Ward, let's call it what it is, lights him up. It happens. It's football. Dalton Schultz feels some type of way, goes to Jimmy Ward, says something, right? They start walking away. Then Derek Stingley goes up and, let's call it a cheap shot because that's exactly what it is. Um, I don't think this is a big issue or it's going to turn into a big issue, to be honest with you. This is training camp, ladies and gentlemen. Do not forget, we have started training camp early because we are in the Hall of Fame game, which is damn near a week away. These guys are going to get tired of going against each other every single day. And iron sharpens iron. Do I think this is going to affect this team in the long run? Absolutely not. But there have already been a bunch of Twitter accounts, a bunch of articles acting like this was the fault of wide receiver Stephon Diggs, right? I saw one headline, look, he's already being a locker room cancer. And, I understand you got to get your clicks, but tell the story how it was. Stephon Diggs in this situation was just hit pretty hard by his safety, Jimmy Ward, and his teammates stuck up for him, Dalton Schultz, and an altercation happened after that. We've seen it happen before, but because it's the name Stephon Diggs, that's why you see it all over media right now. Shout out to the Don. I don't want my team to find out I'll be returning my tickets. I used to play football, and when this happens, I don't know if it's good for the competitive culture of the team or not. It usually depends on the person, though. And guys, these are two of our best going at it, right? Stingley, one of our best players on defense. You can say the same for Dalton Schultz on offense. And I don't think this is going to affect the team going forward. But one thing for sure, Stephon Diggs did not instigate anything whatsoever. If anything, he was a victim of what went on. Crazy, right? Let's watch it again. Damn, Derek Stingley really came from a ways away, huh? He's right here. And Dalton Schultz, I believe, is right here next to the down marker. Well, right above the down marker. And watch Stingley just line them up and get them. I wonder what was said, to be honest with you. You haven't seen that at all from Derek Stingley. Derek Stingley's normally been someone who's been very quiet. So to see all this stuff, you're like, oh, snap, what went on? But like I said, I don't think it translates to anything more than just a scuffle today, just because of the name Stephon Diggs and because he was technically involved in the situation. You see this blowing up everywhere. But ladies and gentlemen, once again, it was day 2 of training camp being open to the public. Oren Johnson says, all I know, other teams better not piss Derek Stingley off. Quiet Louisiana dudes usually be the crazy Johns or the mans that's 1-10-0 in fights. This has like a little toughness to our secondary, right? If I'm an opposing player, I look at Stingley and I'm like, damn, this is a guy who is going to shut down my number 1 wide receiver. There's kind of good and bad when you look at these type of things that happen with the team. The latest one I remember, or one of the earliest ones or funniest ones I remember, was the one with Cam Newton and Josh Norman, where Cam Newton was standing over him smiling. Fights like that are going to happen, ladies and gentlemen, right? You saw the DeAndre Hopkins one in the Hard Knocks where he broke D'Angelo Hall's ankles, and then they get into it some other times. It's football, ladies and gentlemen, grown men. No issues with that today. Nico Collins was in attendance. He wasn't practicing yesterday. There was also no John Mechie today. There was no Joe Mixon today either. This is now the 4th straight practice of Joe Mixon not being in attendance, and we still don't have really a clear answer of why. So Cam Akers today looked decent. He was running with the ones. He was running with the 2s and 3s, man. And after seeing, the past 2 days of Cam Akers, I feel like he is a lock for one of the 53-man, final roster. The running backs all looked good today. Damian Pierce looked good. Our rookie Jahar Jordan looked good as well. It's going to be a tough competition in the running back room. Shout out to everyone on YouTube and Twitter. Shout out to everyone on Instagram. It was another wet one today, but wasn't really as bad as yesterday's. Stu said Mixon was hurt, but didn't give any description as to what kind. So this is the first time we have some type of answer about Joe Mixon. And Cody Stutes is there at every single training camp practice, as well as Landry Locker, Aaron Wilson, Chancellor Johnson, right? If you guys are not looking at their stuff, make sure you're tapped in. We have some clips from our guy, Cody. It was CJ Deep, and I believe that was Stingley and Dell. Stephon Diggs, you see him right there. He said, I heard it was a twisted ankle. Okay, that makes me feel a hell of a lot better. A twisted ankle, that's nothing. Not saying it's nothing, but it's not anything major. Twisted ankle, you're out for 1 or 2 weeks. If it's Joe Mixon, I just shut him down until we're a week away from week 1. Footwork and contact work for the wideouts. Noah Brown hasn't really stood out to me, to be honest with y'all. It's Christian Harris that worries me, though. That's what Oren Johnson said. I heard the injury is serious. I haven't heard anything. He was at practice today. Wasn't practicing, right? Was on the sidelines in regular street clothes, but I hope he gets better. This is the one clip I do have, and I have much more. I just need to continue to post them. But this was a play where Derek Stingley showed that he's that dude, one-on-one against Tank Dell, and is stride for stride with him the entire time. Steals it, interception. And right here, there is about, because this is, hold on, let me see if I get a better camera shot. They're wrestling for the ball right here. Now, they wrestled for about 10 more seconds after I stopped the video. So I'm guessing there was some beef, not beef, right? There was some chatter before this moment, because this was before everything went down. I could say this is about 3-4 minutes before everything went down. But still, great play. You giving your young wide receiver a chance. But Derek Stingley was just stride for stride with that the entire time. And what was also cool about that moment, you had the offense obviously saying touchdown. You had the defense screaming interception. The refs called it an INT. They go insane. And then shortly after, we see some altercations with Derek Stingley and Dalton Schultz. What's going on, Albert? Did Lassiter drop that? Let's have an actual conversation here, ladies and gentlemen. My videos are on YouTube, 713 Houston Sports, Young Sebas. Kamari Lassiter can't catch. He really can't. You watch his Georgia highlights. Was he locked down? absolutely locked down. But you saw about 4 or 5 dropped interceptions. And this is not the first, second, third, fourth, fifth time I've seen Kamari Lassiter in a Houston Texans uniform dropping a pass. Now, am I mad? No, you're not a wide receiver. Your job is to stop the ball from getting to the wide receiver. However, like, it hits him in the hands, guys. Look, man, I'll take a lockdown coverage corner who just can't catch over a dude who can give me some INTs, but can't get beat on the double route, man. But, I have Kamari Lassiter over 3 interceptions drop. I know it's going to be frustrating for some fans. You're going to have to take the good with the bad. But I'm telling you right now, not only will he start because he's been having a fantastic catch, the only thing wrong with Kamari Lassiter is he cannot catch the football. Yeah, you see, shout out to Landry. Christian Harrison, street clothes. Damn, Brevin, get out the way. Brevin really hasn't stood out to me either. He had an opportunity to pluck one out the air, hit him right in his hands, it fell, and then he took a lick. DJ says, "Where's Mixon?" Cody Stutes today, I believe he was either on his YouTube channel or on Twitter, announced that there is an injury. Didn't give any type of specification to what it was, but hearing that he is injured, and then someone said that it might be just a messed up ankle, I feel kind of better, right? If it's a messed up ankle, Joe Mixon rest until a week away from the season. Cam Akers has been doing just fine. It doesn't look like this is a running back who tore 2 Achilles, and especially tore 1 last year. Not being able to catch can be a good thing for a cornerback. Being over aggressive for an INT usually can cause a corner to be consistently beat. No, 100%. But I already know he's gonna drop a gimme. And fans are going to be like, come on, dude, you're going to have to catch that one, right? So just letting you know right now, guys, get ready for some dropped INTs from number 14, Kamari Lassiter. Kalen Bullock, our safety from USC, number 41, continues to get more time next to Jimmy Ward. I wonder if Kalen Bullock is going to start week 1 against Indy. Now, maybe they do give the nod to Jalen Petrie and they try him back out there. And if anything goes wrong, then immediately in comes Kalen. I see him getting some action in week 1. But I like Jalen Petrie being close to the line of scrimmage. I like him being in the nickel spot. That's where he just thrived in Baylor. That's why he was so good. Made him a 2nd-round pick. DJ says, damn, I hope so, bro. That's my whole ass summer down the drain. I'm waiting to see him suited up. For me, week 1 is mad important. And no, 100%. And I think, DJ, the goal of this training camp is all getting ready for week 1, right? If that makes sense. We haven't seen Laramie Tunsil out there. We've seen him on the sideline. We've seen him doing some individual drills. They are slowly bringing him along, right? You saw John Mechie have 2 days off. You saw Nico Collins have a day off. The Houston Texans, man, they're being cautious, and I think that is the smart approach. And the football season is very long, ladies and gentlemen. I know there's only 17 games, potentially about to be 18, but this is almost more than a year and a half worth of football, ladies and gentlemen. I hope these players stay healthy, and it seems like the Houston Texans are doing everything they can to try to ensure that. We have Adam Wexler showing off CJ Stroud and Damian Pierce some QB running back drills. Now, this part of training camp, the offense is on the middle field. Look at that deep bomb. To Tank Dell. I can't wait for the Rams to come into town because I believe that's when we start seeing more one-on-ones. If you do go to training camp, right, majority of it is seeing a lot of special teams, seeing a lot of red zone work, and then some situations. However, it has been raining. It has been raining the past 2 days, so obviously that throws the game plan out the window. And honestly, with it being raining, I want to make sure my players are protected. I don't want anyone slipping and hurting themselves. What can make this season go absolutely insane is an injury. Um, but day 6, day 2 of training camp practice was fun. Once again, the crowd was packed. You see the standing room area, the line. There was 2 lines, and it carried all the way out into the parking lot. The fans definitely want to see this Houston Texans team get to work. The story of today, guys, once again, the quote-unquote fight altercation between Derek Stingley and tight end Dalton Schultz. You see Jeff Okuda getting in there. I think you see Aziz Al-Shaair following Derek Stingley. Let me see. Yeah. You see Derek. Okay, look. You see Aziz Al-Shaair staring at Stingley. I believe, is that number 13? I believe he is as well. Look, Jimmy Ward should be breaking that up. This is a dude who got a captain patch last year. He should be breaking that up. But also, he's one of the reasons why this happened, right? He laid the wood on Stephon Diggs. And Diggs is just right here. I'm sorry, right here. See CJ stomping Dalton Schultz. It's going to be real chippy tomorrow, guys, I believe. I know I said I don't think this will translate further, but seeing the body language of some of these guys, it's going to be real fun soon. Now, I don't believe there's practice tomorrow. I believe it continues on Friday. All right, let's go and continue to see. Now, even though Stephon Diggs wasn't involved in that altercation today, once again, working after practice. This is every day, guys, and this is why I don't think Stephon Diggs is a one-and-done situation in Houston. I think he likes it here, and it's obvious that the Houston Texans love Stephon Diggs as well. Rudy said, if you ever play sports, you know these type of things happen. You know these situations strengthen brotherhood. Absolutely. I do agree in this day and age. Some people do get their feelings hurt a lot. But like D'Amico Ryan says, there is no energy vampire. If one day could ruin your culture, did you have a culture to even begin with? Johnny Boys on from Instagram asked about the energy from the crowd, the atmosphere. The energy is, let's get to our first ever AAC championship. Let's get to our first ever Super Bowl. Everyone is just talking about how excited they are. You saw like 30 different Houston Texan style helmets. One that was all chrome, H-Town blue. You saw mini battle reds. Dude, it was up, and it's like everyone was gearing up and going to war. It's cool, right? As soon as you enter the gates, you kind of feel the sense of urgency. And when you walk inside, man, like, hold on, let me see if I could. When you walk inside, people are rushing to the gates. Took some pictures yesterday. Got this one of owners Cow and Hannah McNair. This one went kind of crazy yesterday on the gram. Stephon Diggs, Mr. Andre Johnson himself, showed up there at 4:45 in the morning.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived here, Houston, Texas training camp, day one open to the public. We're swarming at 4:34 in the morning. Let me know if you're in this line with me, family. Ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived
What's
here.
up, Job P, man? I hope you're having a good day.
Day one.
Just talking about my team, dude.
We're swarming.
How tall are you, by the way? I'm not that short, buddy. And then today it was raining. This was about 5 o'clock today, but the atmosphere is great, man. Atmosphere is great. This is walking in to training camp. Like, they keep everyone at bay with the rope, and then they drop the rope, then everyone starts running to go get their seats. Let's continue. See if I get some more clips from camp. Like I said, with the rain out there, guys, it's really tough because the Houston Texans, they come out the tunnel and they go straight inside the bubble. I'm always sitting in the middle section towards over here. What's going on, Mike from Missouri? Day 6 of training camp, day 2 of it being open to the public. You see, Lassiter caught that one. Let me see any more. And this was just how it looked outside, man. You're just hoping it doesn't rain on you, and as soon as they let you go to your seats, man, you're running. Let me see, Sean Bajani, was he there today? Was not there today. And let's see if the Houston Texans have anything. Derek Stingley taking pictures with fans after they got into that fight's funny. What's going on, Panda? That's hard. Like I said, boys, there's a swagger now to this Houston Texans team. It's like we're not lame anymore, right? You got dogs on both the offensive side of the ball, the defensive side of the ball. And when you go out into the public and you see someone have a Tank Dell jersey, a CJ Stroud jersey, you're like, bro, times are changing. But ladies and gentlemen, it was day 6 of Houston Texans training camp, day 2 of it being available to the public. Ricky said, I've been a Texans fan since 2014, the start of the BOB era, and you predicted the bandwagon fans like the damn tickets are sold out. Like, who are you people? Look, man, and I was hearing some people talk about this today, right? They said once Bill O'Brien took over and his process, his tenure of head coach was going on, they stopped being Houston Texans fans. They stopped going to games. They stopped going to training camp, right? Because, you know, they felt disrespected by what was going on in the team when you see them trade away guys like DeAndre Hopkins. They don't bring back Carlos Hyde. The whole Deshaun Watson thing happens on. People feel disrespected, man, right? Remember the conversations when we had number 4 as quarterback, right? We literally thought he was going to get us a Super Bowl the same way we are talking right now. And, once all that went on, you had 2 head coaches in 2 years. You understand why the city of Houston fell out of love with the Houston Texans. And, for the ones that really stood by and watched every single game, it was tough. It really was. It was 7 combined wins in 3 years. I've been doing, blessed to be doing YouTube for 5 years, and majority of this time it's been about this team losing football games. Thank God last year happened. It was fun. It was great. It's great to talk about a winning organization because this team did the right things in all phases. Ownership changed their image. Nick Caserio brought in D'Amico. D'Amico brought in his guys. D'Amico brought in the culture. And then everything fell into place, right? CJ Stroud, Will Anderson Jr., Tank Dell, the pillars there, Nico Collins. And, you're not the only person who has said that, rookie. You have a lot of people said that they did walk away from this team when they were at the bottom. I didn't. I like to stay 10 toes down with this organization. I remember the 2-14 year. It was probably one of the worst year of my life, right? Just consistently going and just getting I remember, bro, like you used to be made fun of for wearing Houston Texans stuff. Everyone was like, "Are you a Houston Texans fan, really?" And now it's you dab someone up and they're like, "You guys got a squad," or "Let's go to the Super Bowl." Because anytime I see someone wearing a Houston Texans merch, a hat, a shirt, I'm like, "Let's go to the fucking Super Bowl, man." What's going on, Dan O'Berry Sports? Talking about training camp. Trill Jimmy said, "Big confidence in this team. D'Amico's knows there is expectations." Absolutely. The players themselves know. The fans know. We all want to go to the AFC Championship. You've heard this many times the past 3 months. Super Bowl or bust. Super Bowl or bust. And we've all had these conversations with our friends where we're cracking open a beer and we're talking about the potentials, right? You're like, can we really get to the Super Bowl? What's going on, Oscar_713, and welcome everyone in. A lot of people joining in from Twitter, a lot of people joining in from Instagram. Shout out to you guys. And hella people are here in YouTube. Yeah, we want to go to New Orleans. And man, it just something feels different when you're watching this team, when you're in attendance. And I just cannot wait for week 1. It's kind of like, dude, like I want to get this stuff over with. However, the patience is key, right? You got to first build the foundation so that it doesn't fall, it doesn't crumble towards the end of the season, right? And that's when you kind of find out what type of team you have. We're going to find out who these Houston Texans are when in 10 days you play against the Miami Dolphins, the Kansas City Chiefs, and the Baltimore Ravens. I've been calling that murderous row. And you play that during the holiday times. Super Bowl winner, 2 MVP quarterbacks, and then you got to play 3 playoff teams in 10 days. It's insane. What's going on, Tapia? Welcome, brother. Welcome. Yes, shout out Oscar from Discord. We do know. Shout out to Oscar. Shout out to the Discord. If you want to be added to the Discord, let me know in the comments, and I will personally send you the invite. Shout out to you, Smash Paul. I just realized we play next week against the Bears. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Houston Texans football next week. The NFL Hall of Fame game. I will be doing a live stream for the entire event. I will start about an hour early because I believe they are honoring the GOAT, the greatest wide receiver of all time, Mr. Andre Johnson. But it's going to be fun. And we're getting ready back up for football. Y'all guys know how the live streams were last year. It was me and the boys just getting slaughtered and watching the game. And some of y'all were with me the entire season. And I can't wait for this up and coming one. Also the AFC South Roundtable. Shout out to them. We're getting started in just a couple of weeks. And also be looking out towards one where it's just me and a lot of other Houston Texans content creators, right? Harley from The Lead, Houston Stressins, AD from H-Town Rundown. We'll get a lot of other guys on there as well. The content, ladies and gentlemen, is only going to take a step forward, but I am going to get ready as there's other shows I need to attend to tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, it was day 6 of training camp, day 2 of being open to the public. There was a fight altercation today. However, Stephon Diggs was nowhere near involved into this. Well, he was a victim. He got hit, but don't buy into the clickbaits or just trashy articles trying to make this something that it isn't. Ladies and gentlemen, do me all a favor. OGs know. Oh, hey, shout out to Noah. But guys, I will tell you in the Discord, you guys all have a very